Israeli troops are now operating deep within Gaza for the first time in decades as they aim to end Hamas's 16-year rule of the Strip. Here's 5 things to know as the war enters its 3rd week and what to watch out for in the week ahead. IDF soldiers pushed even further into Gaza City at the weekend, advancing toward the al-Shifa hospital from both north and south. Hamas's main command center is thought to be located in a tunnel complex beneath the medical center, which is the largest in Gaza. The World Health Organization said late Sunday that it had lost contact with al-Shifa, as Hamas-run health agencies said it is effectively under siege. But Israel denied that, saying it does not directly target hospitals and had attempted to deliver fuel to al-Shifa, which had been rejected by Hamas. Tel Aviv accuses the Islamists of holding people in Gaza's hospitals as human shields. Thousands are thought to be currently holed up inside al-Shifa. If the IDF is to succeed in its goal of wiping out Hamas, it will need to attack the base under al-Shifa in what will surely prove to be one of the war's most controversial moments. Targeting hospitals is a war crime under international law, but the rules do not apply if those hospitals are being used to shield fighters or store weapons. Israel has killed a growing number of mid-level Hamas commanders as it tries to wipe out the terror group's leadership. On Saturday, the IDF said it had eliminated Ahmed Siam, who it accused of holding 1,000 people hostage in al-Rantisi hospital, which is close to al-Shifa. Earlier in the week, it said weapons developer Moshen Abu Zina had been killed, along with a handful of battalion commanders accused of sending terrorists into Israel on October the 7th. It comes after Ayman Nalfil, a member of Hamas's top military command committee, was killed in a strike 3 weeks ago. The number of commanders being killed has ramped up significantly as Israeli forces push deeper into the Gaza Strip. However, it has yet to eliminate any of its top targets, including the likes of terror mastermind Mohammed Deif, his deputy Marwan Issa, and political enforcer Yahya Sinwar, dubbed the Butcher of Khan Yunis. Benjamin Netanyahu has agreed to hold hours-long humanitarian pauses in fighting each day to allow aid to be distributed to the Palestinians. The move was made under pressure from the US, with Secretary of State Antony Blinken saying too many civilians are being killed in the fighting. There is growing concern in the West over the civilian toll, with French President Emmanuel Macron joining Arab leaders calling for a full ceasefire at the weekend. But the Israeli Prime Minister rejected those calls, saying no deal is possible unless Hamas releases 240 people it has been holding hostage since the October 7th atrocities. Until that happens, Netanyahu said, the war will continue with full force. Violence marred Remembrance Day commemorations in London as pro-Palestinian marchers and counter-demonstrators clashed with police. While in the US, marchers descended on Joe Biden's home and caused chaos in New York City. 145 people were arrested in the UK capital after what cops called extreme violence from right-wing demonstrators and fireworks being aimed at officers by what Rishi Sunak called Hamas sympathizers. The Prime Minister condemned, quote, the despicable actions of a minority of people who undermine those who have chosen to express their views peacefully. Police also issued mugshots of hate crime suspects they are seeking, including those seen carrying anti-Semitic banners or wearing Hamas headbands, and men involved in a racially aggravated confrontation at Waterloo Station. Meanwhile, in New York, video captured marchers tearing down US flags from streetlights and replacing them with Palestinian ones, trying to kick their way inside Grand Central Station, and storming the lobby of the New York Times. In Delaware, hundreds gathered outside the home of President Biden, where they chanted slogans accusing the US of genocide for supporting Israel. Israel and the US also butted heads over what exactly will happen to Gaza once the war is over and Hamas is driven out. Netanyahu sparked the tensions when he suggested Israel would be responsible for the Strip's long-term security, raising fears of another occupation like the one that ended in 2005 when Tel Aviv withdrew its troops before Hamas took power. The White House then hit back, with Joe Biden's spokesman saying the president is strongly opposed to a, quote, reoccupation of the territory. Washington is thought to favour some kind of deal involving the Palestinian Authority, which rules in the West Bank. But Netanyahu has outright rejected that plan. Debates about Gaza's future are likely to continue this week, potentially driving a wedge between Israel and its most important ally. Analysts will watch the language used by both sides for any fraying of that relationship, upon which Israel's long-term security depends. Another flashpoint is likely to be fighting around al-Shifa hospital, which will almost certainly intensify as the week goes on. Western leaders have largely backed Israel in its war thus far, but any miscalculation around such a sensitive site could dramatically change their tone. And all eyes will be on Joe Biden and Xi Jinping as they meet on the sidelines of the APEC summit taking place in California on Wednesday. They will discuss a wide range of issues, including the Israel-Hamas war, with Biden expected to ask for Beijing's help to stop the conflict escalating by using its contacts with Iran.